Hello everyone, I hope you guys are doing well. Thanks for tuning into your reading. So I was guided to do a different kind of reading today, which is basically what is your best path forward. Okay, so that's what we're doing. You see the piles before you. I know they're a little cramped on the screen, but you can make do, I'm sure. I have faith in you. I'd like to welcome everyone who's new to the channel for tuning in. This is a general reading. Thanks to my subscribers and returning viewers. You guys are awesome. Thank you for your support. With that being said, you can pause the video if you need more time. Choose by the timestamps or however you want to choose. But for group 1, the card that came out for you guys to help you pick, and part of the reading as well, is number 6, Celebrate You. So that's group 1. For group 2, we have number 27, Let Go and Flow. So if you're drawn to that one, that's group 2. And lastly, we've got group 3, Put Others First, number 43. So decide which one resonates most with you, and we're going to look into your best path forward right now, okay? So the energy is coming through to you to tell you what your best path is, or your purpose, but in this case, we're just going to call it your best path forward and see what that is, okay? We're going to get started with group 1. Okay, thank you for tuning in, group 1. So you already saw the Celebrate You card, and that's basically what it is, talking about celebrating you, putting yourself first, showing yourself the self-love that you deserve to be shown. This does remind me of a client that I had earlier this week who was still needed to work on their self-love and their self-concept. They were trying to manifest someone or something into their life, and they'd gone through all the motions and done all the doings, so to speak, and the techniques, yada yada, and wasn't getting the results. But it's not something that ever ends, and it begins with you, okay? So in this case, what's your best path forward? It is to learn to love yourself more. If you already feel like you love yourself, great, keep doing that. If this card's coming out, it's letting you know that you're on the right track, the right path, but also that there's more work to be done. It's never done. And it shouldn't feel like work anyway, because love is a beautiful thing. And if you're showing it to yourself, it's going to make you feel good. You're going to feel worthy of it. It's going to be second nature. It's going to be natural for you to do it. And so it's not going to be a big deal, like, right? So I know that sometimes people, when they're wanting things to go a certain way, then they can feel like, oh no, not the self-love lecture again, you know, been there, done that, whatever. But it's actually a beautiful thing. Once you get it, you get it. It's something that you're going to want to do and something that you're going to do naturally. So if you're already celebrating yourself, cool, keep doing it. Celebrate you. And also this can be talking about like an event or a celebration, birthday party, or some sort of get-together with friends or acquaintances where you can really shine and put your best foot forward and not be afraid to show who you really are, okay? It's about taking off your mask and allowing other people to see you, to receive you. And in order to put yourself out there, even just a little bit, it requires you to love yourself and be self-assured, okay? Self-assurance, self-confidence, self-security that comes with loving yourself and knowing your worth. And we can see her here on the card, taking off her mask, being amongst other people, you know, kind of revealing herself and stepping forward on the dance floor and really just kind of like showing herself. She's even wearing pink, so it is about, you know, it's a color of love, friendship, affection, joy, self-esteem. So this is what it's saying. What's your path? Your path is to embody those things like on an ongoing basis, okay? It's not ever something that is ever going to be done. So this is your path to harmony, your path to contentment, and the path to everything else that you want to achieve and accomplish in your life, point blank, period. So that's some nice validation. You are meant to love yourself. It's not narcissistic. It's not selfish. When it's true and it's done right, you know, it's all about feeling good, and you radiate out, and that invites other people to do the same, to feel good as well. And they feel good in your energy. You have great vibes. You've got great karma. This is your path. You know, it's not going to be easy. Some of you might be under a lot of stress, especially at work or even in relationships, things like that. That's a learning curve, okay? It feels like you're wrapping up this learning curve. I feel like a lot of people are energetically across the world wrapping up this very difficult time in their life. Maybe their entire life has been challenging, but that's shifting. Okay, we're going to see that shift more and more, I'm hearing, in the next couple of years especially, so that's good. Those lessons are wrapping up. Those karmic lessons and just lessons in general are wrapping up. What are some of the lessons, just to touch on briefly? Basically, you know, putting other people ahead of yourself, basically not seeing your worth, basically being attracted to things, people, places, or situations where everything's a mess and you're the one that feels like you have to do all the heavy lifting. where you have to be in that 10 of Wands burden energy, and just maybe not being able to enjoy yourself, not being able to celebrate you. And what that can stem from sometimes is, yes, not knowing your worth and not knowing it fully, but also just a subconscious need to always focus on, the hardships in life. That way you don't really have to look at yourself, and you really don't have to, get close to anybody or care too much about anything, because you're always preoccupied working, or you're always preoccupied on whatever, struggles you're going through, or helping other people, or doing too much for other people. And so this is saying, turn it around and do too much for yourself. All right. Put yourself up on that pedestal, step out of your shell, just let yourself glow, have this glow up, know that, this 10 of Wands energy, like work, in whatever form, that stress, whatever that stress is in your life, that's going to be done. You're learning the lesson, all the lessons that you were meant to learn from that period of your life, or, that period of your existence, basically, even if it's been your whole life, that period of your existence, you're learning, you've learned, and you're moving past this, which is a good thing. You have lots to look forward to in the future, Group 1. So that's part of what you're meant to do. Your right path forward is putting down those wands, all right? You're in the final push. It's the final push. It's the final mile. You're wrapping it up. The finish line is in sight. And you can look forward to stability. You can look forward to reaping the benefits of your efforts. You can look forward to real accomplishment. Some of you, that's financially speaking. Others of you, it's just all around, and other, all life areas, but does have to do with the inspiration and passion. So living your life with inspiration and passion, but not letting it weigh so heavily on you, having a little fun with it, feeling secure in it. The 3 of Fire is talking about, listening to your listening to your friendly neighborhood dragon, and in this case, your friendly neighborhood dragon is me. The little girl is sitting next to the dragon. The dragon's kind of leaning over, and she's looking pretty content. She doesn't look worried. She doesn't look stressed, and that dragon almost has like a protective, motherly kind of posture towards this girl, as they kind of look out, over the land and everything, and just looking out, at the future, and at their domain, and what they have accomplished and what they have to look forward to. So this card's talking about abundance. Things look very good. Have patience at this time. Make long-term plans, okay? So what is your path in life? Your path in life is abundance, okay? And like I said a moment ago, that begins with you. The outer world reflects the inner world. That's just a fact. And if you've ever played with that idea, if you've ever worked with it, you've seen the evidence of it. You've produced it yourself. So you're producing abundance. Your purpose is to have abundance in all life areas. And some of you have had abundance, but unfortunately it's been an abundance of work, an abundance of messiness, an abundance of one-sided situations, and that's going to turn around. It's turning around because it has to, is what I'm hearing. It's not sustainable to continue that way, and also because you deserve to step out into the spotlight. You deserve to feel yourself, feel good, and kind of recognize your worth, have fun, and that's a huge lesson that you're learning. And so that's great. Things are looking very good. So that's an optimistic outlook that you're meant to embody more of. But you have to get your nose away from the grindstone. You have to look up and see where you're going, and set the intention to have, a better future, to have what you're desiring, to feel good, to love yourself, improve your self-concept, all of those things. Some of you want to travel, see the world. I see that happening for you. Some of you have already done that. You want to go home. You're going to make home wherever you are is going to be your home, because you have that security within yourself. So wherever you may roam, where you lay your head is home. That's some sort of song lyric right there that's coming through. But basically, that you would guide me and enlarge my territory. Let your hand be with me to keep me from harm, so that I will be free from pain. And that's kind of like a prayer you can say, but that's the energy of your reading group. Group 1, things looking good. So your path in life is to have, an abundant mindset, be optimistic about your future. Have patience when the 3D is not showing you what you want to see. Have patience when you're not getting the experience that you want to have, when you're not getting that instant gratification, or even if it's been a really long time, like your whole lifetime of struggling with something. Even if it's just been in recent days, you've been in this burdened energy. And it's saying, have patience at this time. Don't worry about it. You're going to get through it. Already embody this energy of the celebrate you. You don't have to wait for things to change on the outside. In fact, things change on the outside when you change on the inside. So in the meantime, have fun with your friends. Go out, treat yourself into a little glow up. Do something nice for yourself. Know your worth. Enjoy yourself, however you want to do that. Because things are looking very good. And make those long-term plans from a place of positivity and from a place of knowing your worth. And then we have, this is the chop wood card. 4 + 2 reduces to 6. We saw 6 previously. Somebody could be born on the 6th of the month, the 15th of the month, or have 6 in their numerology. But it's saying, working on self-love, right? Because chop wood, that's what this card is talking about. There's this whole thing about, carry water, chop wood. So it's like, basically, in the meantime, do the work. Like, you've set your intention, you are waiting for something to happen, or, you are in receptive mode to receive something that you're wanting. And what are you supposed to do in the meantime? In the meantime, you're supposed to work on your self-love. You're supposed to do those things, those basic earthly things, to fill your time. Those things have value. Those things have worth as well. So it's not like the work that you've been doing and that 10 of Wands energy has been in vain. It hasn't been in vain. It's what you did to occupy your time in the meantime while you were learning these lessons and to get from point A to point B. It's also something that's helped you to wake up to your deservingness of your own love, your own attention, your own adoration, your own friendship, and your own peace and your own sense of self-security. Without these hardships, you wouldn't have experienced that. And it doesn't have to go down that way, but in this case, that's how it went down. So, in the meantime, you can continue to do those things. Put in the work on yourself. This is about, work, and this is about love. So self-love in this case. Continue to do that. And I put work in quotation marks because, like I said before, it doesn't have to feel hard. In fact, when you're getting it right and doing it right, it feels actually quite nice and quite easy. But it can still feel like work, if you're not there yet and you still have more work to do, and that's okay too. So, but don't, sit there. A watch pot never boils. So in other words, you don't want to be sitting there waiting for something to happen, whatever it is that you're wanting to change or experience. You don't want to sit around waiting for your future to happen. You instead want to, take care of the things that need to be taken care of. And it's usually just the practical details of life, the simple things, the practical things. In the meantime, that has worth, that has value, and it's going to help to keep you occupied and in a decent mindset. As long as you choose for it to keep you in a decent mindset, which that's part of your path is to be in a decent mindset. It could have to do with family harmony as well. So a card about family relationships improving and coming into more family harmony. So some people, they're not close to their family, or if they are, they're a little too close, and that can be its own problem if it's codependent, smothering, or just conflicts. Families will be families sometimes. So this is talking about that family harmony coming back in for you. It can also be talking about meeting new people, like soul family members. Your family doesn't have to be people that you grew up with or that share your bloodline. Family isn't only just blood. It's the people that you connect with, the people who are there for you when you need them to be there for you, the people that you show up for when they need you, the people that you naturally vibe with, your soul family, your soul tribe. So it's talking about that. And it's also talking about your blood family, because they can be a part of your soul tribe as well. But either way, somebody needs to hear that those family relationships are improving. It can take some more work to improve those relationships, and maybe they're the reason why you've been in that 10 of Wands energy too. Maybe you feel like you have to do too much, or there's an imbalance in those relationships, but either way, it's a good sign that family harmony is coming in. And if your blood family is great, cool, you're going to have some more people coming in, your soul family members coming in, so it's going to be even a bigger family. Your family is expanding, okay? And if there is anybody that's particularly bothered you or irritated you in your family, you can think of like 5 things that make that person worthy of love. Think about, some things that they've done for you in the past that, made you feel valued and loved, some good things you appreciated that they did or said to you, and then focus on that. That'll help to help to shift that relationship for the better. That's if you want to have, a better relationship with them. Otherwise, you can simply just, intend that your ideal family members, ideal family relationships come in, that your soul tribe comes in, or that you get to spend more time with them or have more harmony with them, because it's really up to you. And that self-love is going to invite more people who love you too, and you are your own family as well. So you want to treat yourself like a loving family member should treat you, and all of that as well. So this will take some versatility here with the pepper dragon, talking about being wearing a lot of different hats, right? I feel like this is talking about the ego, the inner child, and like your shadow side. Okay, so different sides to your personality, and they all need to be integrated, embraced, forgiven, and accepted. So maybe some doing a little bit of shadow work, but really what we want you to do is focus on the bright side of your life. Focus on the things that make you feel like celebrating yourself. Focus on your beauty and your goodness and having a good time. Jack Canfield said, if it ain't fun, don't do it. And this is a man who manifested wealth and became a millionaire in just his best life, the happy family situation, health, wealth, traveling, all of these things. Now that might not be something that everybody can do. That's a limiting story. Of course you can do it, but if you don't think you can, you can't, right? Like Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So, but I mean, why not? Have some fun, be versatile, be adaptable. Some who are watching could be the adaptable signs, the mutable signs in astrology, but that just means you're able to adapt to a situation, like be like water, as Bruce Lee says, conform to the situation in a way that, allows you to move through life easily and effortlessly, so that you can keep flowing forward and experience, more fun, more pleasure in your life, and more good relationships and more harmony, instead of just, you don't always have to be, trying so hard or so rigid, or in situations that make you feel, overly taxed, overly burdened. So that's versatility coming in. So what are you meant to be? What path are you meant to be on? You're meant to have a secure future, to know your worth, have fun, celebrate, be amongst friends and family who vibe with you, who are your soul tribe, with whom you can experience harmony, and appreciate them back as well. Don't do more than your share of the work in any given situation. Sometimes you really do have to bust your butt in this life, but other times, you just can appreciate the little things in life. Like sometimes just doing basic practical details of life, that's enough. Like you don't have to go above and beyond that. Just do your part. You don't have to, do more than your part, and you don't have to have or entertain like one-sidedness at all. And you are meant to be on the path of versatility. You have a lot of different sides to your personality. Most people are dynamic, especially you, group 1, and you're working with a lot here, and you're meant to acknowledge those different sides to your personality and let them come out and shine, in case certain versions of you need to show up depending on the situation, right? So that's okay. Don't judge yourself for that. And there's more too to discover in that area. Like you're still discovering sides to your personality as you go through this journey called life. You're going to continue to do that, and different people are going to bring out different sides of you. And so that's something on your path that that's your best path forward as well. Some of you could even want to do something like an acting or community theater or something along those lines, where you just get to play play with a child, or play with your inner child, play with your friends, whatever, to bring out those different aspects to your personality, or adopt, activities or hobbies that channel the different aspects of your personality, because they all deserve to be expressed, and they're all there anyways. So it'll be good for you. It'll be cathartic for you to be able to express yourself. And maybe, that's part of the soul tribe. Maybe you have a varied group of friends, or you know what I mean? Just that people that are different, and different sides of yourself come out, and you're going to learn more about yourself. That's another thing on your path that you are meant to do. That's your best path forward, group 1. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. I hope I didn't talk too long. I just picked a few cards and didn't expect it to go that long. I usually shuffle on camera, as my regulars know, but this is how we're doing it today. So you can stick around for group 2 if you feel guided to. Otherwise, I'll talk to you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, welcome group 2. So if you chose Let Go and Flow, this is your reading, okay? So basically this has a similar vibe to group 1 so far. So if you were divided between groups 1 and 2, maybe watch group 1 as well, but we'll see what else comes out, because this whole thing about letting go and letting flow, like you are wrapping up a cycle in your life or in your existence, right? Where, you know, you've learned lessons, you've gone on the fool's journey, and now you're coming out the other side. 2 plus 9 reduces, or 2 plus 7 reduces to 9. That's the end of a cycle. It's also about being alone, and so maybe some of you have felt alone, spent time alone, but enjoying your own company, right? See, she's on the swing, there's a rainbow in the background. She's really feeling herself and enjoying herself, and she doesn't need anybody else to make her feel happy. So what is your path in life? Your path in life, your best path forward right now is to enjoy yourself, right? Get out there, let the sun shine. It's going to soon be spring, you know, for a lot of people in the world. Soon spring will be upon us, and so whenever you can get out in nature, it's a wonderful way to feel better, raise your vibration, and or just do whatever you need to do to really tap into that inner child and let that child shine and feel good about yourself. So that's another thing. And like this whole, all the colors of the rainbow vibe here, it's like you have all these things to look forward to. It's like when you raise your vibration and have fun, when you let go and you go with the flow and not try to control anything, or so much talking to you, Scorpio and Taurus, or people with that dominant in their chart. But any of you watching, once you tap into that side of yourself that's able to go with the flow, there's not enough good things that can be said about what you'll receive, the rewards you'll receive as a result of that, because you're really embodying, you know, every good thing. You're embodying your passion. You're embodying your confidence, your drive, your creativity, your optimism, your healing, your growth, and your serenity, your compassion, your mental clarity. Like all of these things come from simply just relaxing and having fun. So that's what's important there with that. You're meant to do that. And then we have number 4. So some of you that chose this group are very spiritual people, probably why you're at a tarot reading. And your happiness and like the best path forward for you is to embody that spirituality, but it doesn't feel like it's spiritual in the kind of way of, you know, that we would typically think of as like a spirituality. It's spirituality in action. It's spirituality through living your life. It's spirituality through your friendships, through your community, through getting along with others and having a nice, loving community that you get along with. It's spirituality through enjoying yourself and helping others to enjoy themselves. Some of you, your best path forward would be to do with something to do with throwing parties, whether personally, but maybe even professionally, like an event planner or something along those lines, coming through for some, not all, who are watching. But it is having to do with stability. It is having to do, in a lot of cases, committed relationship, like marriage. So if you were wondering, you know, would you ever get married? Would you ever find your soulmate or your life partner? This feels like you will, because we've got you singular here on this card, and then we've got a couple here on this card. Twin flame soulmate vibe. Some of you could subscribe to that, but all that means to me is security within a loving relationship or a very deep, you know, higher level soulmate relationship. In this case, it doesn't even feel like that stuffy or that serious. It just feels like lighthearted. It feels good. It feels the way that love should, you know. It's not burdensome. It's everybody is doing their part. It's we have a love, or even just a friendship or family relationship that is worth celebrating. So you're meant to go to those celebrations. You might be going to a wedding or like some sort of celebration, even getting like a baby shower or something along those lines in the near future. But your best path in life is to be somebody that is open to, you know, living their life in such a way that you're being inclusive of a community, but building and finding your right community. And you do that by being happy when you're on your own as well, whether you're in a relationship or not. single or not, it's about loving yourself, you know, and not just becoming absorbed in somebody or something else, but keeping your own individuality. And that makes you, you know, the other half of, the other half of a whole or a relationship or a situation where you are contributing, you know, because you have something to give as a result of that, as a result of being happy on your own, as a result of loving yourself. So you're aligning with this. So your path forward is to be in that Four of Wands energy, which is a very good, sweet little card. And it's talking about, you know, homecoming. It's talking about, you know, buying a house, but it's talking about a good community of people. And, you know, it feels like that soul tribe kind of energy. It's about celebration, family, friends, reunions, and you know, just all of those good things. And really drawn to the color yellow. So somebody could like that color a lot, but really that's the color of creativity, optimism, and enthusiasm. So it's about stability within that, right? It's about, like, not everybody's not always perfectly happy or feeling like super secure all the time, but your right path forward, group 2, is that primarily, you know, for the rest of your life, that you will feel secure in your yellow energy, for so to speak. You will feel secure in your creativity, your optimism, your enthusiasm, right? Your ability to tap into joy and finding, you know, joy in the simple things in life, and finding like your soul tribe with whom you can enjoy yourself and feel a special connection. So that is your path in life. So that can mean, you know, that you're having to really turn over a new leaf and start over with the Ace of Wands or Ace of Fire. Some of you could be needing to learn about the law of assumption and apply conscious manifestation because it is, you know, Wands energy with the Ace of Fire. And it's an exciting new opportunity coming in for you is what it's saying as well. I feel like some of you have experienced, you know, your fair share of conflict. Who hasn't? Maybe some petty differences with more than one person. Could be like family members, work, you know, like workmates, or, you know, co-workers, something along those lines. Could even be, you know, leftover unhealed wounds from like high school or school itself. But either way, I see that being washed away, and it's done by letting go and going with the flow. So basically that's to me saying, you know, just leave that stuff behind. If you witness that old story coming up in your mind, you know how your mind likes to chatter and just kind of repeat, you know, stories, and lots of negative stories sometimes. When you find something like that coming up in your mind, you just simply catch it and be like, oh, you know, it's this story again. I don't like this. I am turning the page. And then this will help you to, you know, find your joy and maintain your joy and attract more situations and people that help you to have that. And in that way, you are doing magic, okay? It doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you anything like that. The Ace of Fire is a very strong, very sturdy energy. And there's nothing weak about the Ace of Fire, and you are meant to be strong in this way. But knowing that there is strength, I'm hearing in numbers, so you don't have to, you know, be like a lone wolf or feel like, you know, you're stronger if you're always on your own, or like if you're super independent. Hyper independence is a trauma response too. Also, consequently, the other way around is true. You don't only find strength in numbers, like you don't need anybody else to be strong. But this is talking about interconnectedness, because that's what the Four of Wands is about. Interconnectedness, interdependence is more healthy than hyper independence or codependence, right? It's the happy medium. So this is what this is talking about. So some of you are not this way or haven't been this way. This new beginning that you're experiencing and that you're meant to experience that as your best path forward, group 2, it does have to do with manifesting a different kind of strength, the strength that comes from allowing yourself to, you know, let things slide, let things go. If it's not, you know, serving you any longer, you don't have to be, you know, always in control or anything like that. Your stability, ironically, will come from being more free. Like the more free that you are, the more that you just kind of release whatever's not serving you, your burdens, things like that, and change your mindset, the more you're going to attract in the things that you want, including a wonderful community, a marriage, connection, whatever it is. You know, it can be, you know, any of those. It feels like it's all of those. So with this Ace of Fire, it's saying an exciting new opportunity, career advancement, change your life now. So your path is meant, best path forward is to take an opportunity. In this case, it's speaking specifically about career. And the Four of Wands can be talking about a workplace, a building, workplace. So it's talking about that as well. So that'll resonate more, with some of you, but it's saying that, things are advancing. And if you've been wanting to accept a new job or try something different or new with regard to your career, this is saying, change it. You can change it. And it feels like the number one change that they're talking about is, allowing yourself to, just be a little bit more easy and, easygoing, and being a little bit more in the flow of life. And I don't know, why it's saying this. It depends. Maybe you're just the kind of person that needs to be in control a lot, or has a hard time letting your hair down, a hard time really enjoying yourself, or letting yourself be in part of a group, or maybe you have difficulty connecting with others, or the people that you're used to connecting with are not the right people anymore. You're outgrowing them. So this is saying that you're advancing in your life, and you need to make that decision. And if you've made it, you've made the right decision. Changes are afoot. You're ending one cycle to begin a new one, and that new cycle is better than the one that you're ending. And then we have the Kiwi Dragon fertility. So I do feel like for some of you watching, if you want this, your path is one that can specifically talk about, being fertile, having a child, having children, having more children, whatever the case may be. If you don't want that, that's cool. Fertility does mean other things as well. For some of you, it means creative expression. So doing something creative, maybe that's what you're wanting. Maybe you have a serious job. Maybe you have a desk job, you're an accountant or something, or some other job that requires like, a different version of you. And this is saying you can start something more creative, even if it's like a hobby or something like that, because you have a fertile mind, a fertile imagination. You have abilities that you can apply to doing something that allows you to express yourself. Now, can you express yourself in any way? Yeah, it's up to you. What do you like to do? I think that's the main thing. Like, you can express yourself in any way. It's very personalized. People, are individuals, and you will have your special way, like your individual way of expressing yourself, that will help you out to feel more in touch with who you truly are, and get you more in that flow state, which will allow you to receive, your blessings better. And that's up to you to decide what that is. So it doesn't necessarily have to be drawing or singing or, writing or dancing, but it could be. But it could also be like cleaning the house or gardening or a particular line of work, or something else, cooking or anything. Being an accountant. I had kind of poked fun at an accountant a moment ago, but if that puts you in the flow, you have to think creatively, and you can think creatively in any area. And that's what it's talking about. You are meant to be fertile in your mind and in your body. It's, even if you don't think so, like, that's fertility comes in many forms, and creative expression comes in many forms. And through doing that, you're able to allow yourself, more happiness and more freedom, than, trying to keep that all in, or distract yourself from that, or focus elsewhere. Like, this is a part of your journey. This is what you are meant to do. Cultivate fertile creativity within yourself, and apply that in some way to express yourself. And it looks like there is a new opportunity to do that. And it looks like it could come in the form of like a career opportunity for some of you watching. But it is about, ending a cycle, beginning a new one. This is your path. This is what you're meant to do. Right now, this is your best path forward. So we've also got number 44, which is reduces to 8. So it does feel like you're getting like back reacquainted with yourself. Like I mentioned, reunion with the 4 of Wands, that can talk about, reuniting with family members or old friends, or even like old places or things. And it can even talk about, reuniting with yourself, a past version of yourself that, you're no longer aligned with. Okay. So, that's what it feels like. What comes around goes around. So send good things out into the universe. But it does feel like you're going to be re-experiencing something that, that you used to love to do. So, like, your ability to imagine, your ability to have faith like a child, your ability to love and enjoy things. Because we've got this girl on the swing. That's like a childlike thing to do. I don't know. Most people stop, sitting on swings and swinging on swings once they become adults, right? This is talking about, you doing that again, or revisiting something you used to like to do in your past. It feels like, you can, I mean, you've got a fertile mind, you have ideas, you can figure this out. Your path in life is to be a thinker, but not to overdo it. It's about getting out of your head and getting out in the world and just like expressing yourself, being creative, cultivating like your garden. And I mean that symbolically, but actually if you have a backyard and you want a garden, some of you already do that, or you like nature, then that's something that's coming through too. That's on the path to you, like that's your best path forward, to keep you grounded, but also to be like a way to enrich yourself, and hey, grow some vegetables in the process, right? Just saying. But with that thinker energy, it is, I feel like, talking about, you know, yes, it's good to apply your mind. Some of you guys are very smart, very fertile in your mind, very thoughtful people, and that is one of the things that makes you shine so great. Embrace that. But to the extent, you know, to a certain extent, you know, you need to put your mind aside and lead with that, with your heart, and lead with your inner child, or let your inner child take the lead on things. That'll be just more fun, and it's not being irresponsible, because that's what's coming through as your best path forward. Group 2. It's going to bring into your life more people, more opportunities, better things, or better people, you know, if not more people. It does feel like, though, there's others going to be around you, like a good community of people that, you know, are going to be in alignment with like your highest good, people that you want, that you're going to want to have around. Some of you could have like strawberry blonde hair, or that could be somebody that comes in that's going to have significance for you. But I do feel like it has to do with following your passions and doing what makes you feel inspired and warm and confident and believing in yourself. And it starts with your thoughts. So that could be too what it's saying, like the new change, like the change in your life, change your thinking, right? Everything begins with your thoughts. Catch yourself. What are you thinking? Some of you go up and down with your thoughts. Some days you're really positive, some days you're really negative. Others of you are a little bit more even keeled or balanced and harmonious in your thoughts. That's wonderful. Keep doing that. I think this is talking about, especially for those of you who have a tendency to be more negative. Just because you were that way in the past doesn't mean you have to continue being that way in the future. And everybody's human. You're not going to have a perfect mental diet all the time, but there is a change coming in your life, and to manifest that change, you need to start thinking about things in a new way, and that includes thinking differently with your thoughts, having more hope, having more faith, allowing yourself to, you know, wish upon a star, allowing yourself to, you know, embody some more of, like, again, those childlike traits, that the way of being that used to work for you, that maybe for whatever reason, you know, got taken away from you. For some of you, though, I feel like you've always kind of been this way. And so it's just going to strengthen this hope, this faith, this fertility of heart and mind. That's just going to strengthen, and that's the path that you're meant to be on, the best path for you. But for some of you, you know, part of changing your life and advancing in your life means a change of mindset. So look up mental diet, look up self-concept with regard to the law of assumption. I think that's going to be hugely important. I think that's the reason you're watching this for a lot of you. This is your karma to learn about those things, and that will pretty much sum up everything that I've said with regard to changing your thinking to change your life here, because that's what you're meant to do, Group 2. This is what I've got. Thank you, Group 2. Appreciate you. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. It supports the channel and keeps it going. If you'd like a private reading, my contact information is down below in the description box. You can hit me up on Keen, that's linked below, or order an email reading from me, message me, and we can get that set up. All right, last but not least, Group 3, thank you for tuning in. So you chose Put Others First, number 43, okay? So some of you, you know, obviously, right, just face value of the card, are learning to, or need to learn to put others first. I feel that my initial impression was that that could maybe not be entirely the case for all of you. I feel that some of you have a tendency to put others first too often. That was especially true of the first two groups. So if you resonate with being somebody that is always putting others first, and you feel like a victim, or that it's been one-sided and that it hasn't been fair to you, you know, maybe, you know, watch the other groups as well. But in this group, I also felt like some of you, this was saying, you know, that maybe it's time to do that a little less, put others first a little less. But the rest of you really is saying, you know, that's what you're meant to do, your best path forward now in some way, shape, or form, in some life area, maybe at work, maybe in a relationship, maybe even with your pets, like he's got a pet here, maybe even when it comes to like the holiday time. You know, how do you get along? How do you get through it? What's the best path forward? Like, what can you do? The best thing for you to do for your inner growth right now and to pursue your dreams and get your dreams is to put others first. Okay. Now, yeah, that's what I'm all about, self-empowerment and talking about, you know, working on your self-love, and that's what, you know, changes your life for the better. But in this case, somebody needs to hear that. There's still some lessons to be learned about putting others first, and you do hear that periodically. I know I have, where if you are really feeling down, depressed, or things aren't going your way, you know, what can you do about it? How can you get out of that Five of Cups energy? For those that know what Five of Cups is, you know, right? So how do you get out of that energy? Do something for someone else. Be of service to someone else. They're you pushed out anyway. They're a reflection of you anyway. It's going to come back to you. You're going to reap, you know, karmic rewards for doing that. So you might as well do that. And it really does work, you know. If you're feeling low and things aren't going your way, it's like, what can I do? I don't even know what to do. Be of service to someone else. And you're going to find that it takes you out of your head, takes you out of your own problems. It helps, you know, you to appreciate, you know, somebody else, and that's going to come back to you. So it's automatically going to shift your energy and make you feel better. And the added bonus of manifesting, you know, good karma, good things to happen to you as a result. Like, so the next time, you know, you need help, then the universe is going to send somebody to help you because you helped somebody else. Does that make sense? So I feel like that's important for you guys to think about. It's also, it makes you have, you know, grace with the cherry dragon here. It's a very graceful thing to do. Your best path forward is to have grace. Sometimes we feel like people don't deserve our energy, our time, or our effort, you know, and we don't have time for them, or we're wrapped up in our own problems. And hey, we're all human. Stuff happens, you know, nobody's perfect. But this is saying, you know, your best path forward right now is to have grace. Like, the most graceful thing that you can do is hold the door for somebody. It could be something as simple as that. Smile at somebody that looks like they need a smile. Forgive somebody that, you know, force whatever thing they did, like, especially if it's a small petty thing, don't hold a grudge against them. Like, that's a way that you can show grace. It's just different ways that you can show grace. And when you embody this energy of helping and putting others first, you know, you become a more graceful and beautiful person yourself. You become more in alignment with life itself. You become a better person. You become more courageous because you also feel like, you know you're worth more, because you feel like you have something to give. That's very good. You can't give to someone else without feeling like you have something to give. And, you know, by having something, knowing that you have something to give, that automatically tells you subconsciously and consciously that you are abundant and you are good enough. And so in that way, it is its own reward. But literally, that's what's coming through is, you know, you reap your own rewards through putting others first, showing grace, not only to others, but to yourself as well. Because you have that ability. You could be an Aquarius or have that strong in your chart. You could be a number 7 life path or number 8 life path. Also a number 1 life path, but regardless, with the star energy, the star is an extremely graceful energy, and the star is really good at being of service to other people. And as a result of that, the star does receive, you know, those benefits in return. The star is blessed. The star has light at the end of the tunnel. The star has reason to have faith. The star heals others through healing themselves, and through healing themselves, they heal others. Like, they share what they have to offer. They know what to say and do to help others. It's like, that's what the star does. Like, it's just there to be appreciated, but also to light the path of others. Like, people appreciate the star in the sky, right? And send the star in the sky. It's love. It's love. And then, I mean, that just happens naturally. It's awe-inspiring. But the star in return, you know, lights the path forward. So it's a give and take situation. It's an exchange. So that's what it's kind of talking about here. You have so much to give. And so let yourself give it. And don't hold, just like, for whatever reason, hold it to yourself, or think that, you know, maybe you shouldn't be giving to other people. You know, there's a time and a place for everything. And this is saying like it is part of your karma. It is to, like, what comes around goes around. So sometimes you're meant to receive, sometimes you're meant to put yourself out there, and you're meant to give. The star for me represents doing both of those things, but doing it in balance. And just by being yourself, you automatically give to others anyway. Okay, so this is saying happy times, make positive, optimistic, long-term plans, on the right path. So many of you are already on the right path. Many of you are attracted to this group, are already natural givers. But maybe you overgive, so you want to rein that in and not overgive. But maybe sometimes you're going through a selfish phase. Well, maybe you want to catch yourself and decide that, you know what, I'm gonna do little nice things for people, random acts of kindness, and to balance out that selfishness, so that you're just a happy medium, right? In between. Some of you could have mediumistic skills, but not necessarily getting that. But it's about a balance. And what are you meant to experience? What's your best path forward? Being happy, doing for others. And like I said, if you're not feeling good, or you're feeling bad, you're feeling down, disappointed, just doing some little nice thing for someone else, it in its own way is going to make you happy, and it's going to help to heal you. It's a mutually beneficial type situation. So that's how, sorry about the interruption, that's how you that's how you do that. It's what you're meant to do. Okay, so you're already on track to doing that. Like I said, some of you are already this way. This is telling you, yeah, you're on the right track. You're already doing it. You're writing out the ups and downs of life, and you're giving when you can give, and you're receiving when you can receive. And so you're doing that dance of life beautifully. So start making optimistic, positive, long-term plans, looking at the future with hope, recognizing that what if it all works out? What if you can get what you want? What then? So I feel like some of you already are pretty good at that, at having that optimism about your future. So when you're making plans from a place of positivity, when you're making plans from a place of service, or that from that star energy of knowing your worth, and knowing that life is an exchange, and what you give is what you get, and so you're giving good things to the universe, then you're going to receive those good things. When you make plans from that energy, then those plans are more likely to come true faster and easier than if you were just trying to force something, or if you were making plans from like an energy of lack, where you don't really believe that you can have it, or whether you're trying to get it in some other way. So make plans from the energy of being in that star energy, from a happy place. And when you don't feel like you're happy, put others before you. Like, do something nice for others. Random acts of kindness. Now you want to do it in a balanced way with the Two of Pentacles. Definitely want to do that. Some of you are still learning this lesson on how to do it in a balanced way. Maybe because I feel like some of you might be the types that are used to overgiving, or maybe you then have felt taken advantage of, or maybe some of you have been, very selfish and want to keep, everything to yourself. But this is about, and maybe you do both, depending on the day, depending on the season of your life, you could have been, both ways. This is talking about learning to, juggle that tendency, and the water behind represents emotions. So learning how to calm those waters, and even when the waters are up and down and topsy-turvy, when your emotions are up and down, there's a way to remain balanced, and there's a way to continue to be of service to others, while also, being open to receive, what you deserve as well. So that's learning to, do the dance of life, right? It's not about, what's the saying? It's not about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. So, you might as well embrace the day, and, do your best to make the best out of a situation. And you do that through your mindset. And you do that by recognizing how this works. And you do that by having grace, because that's your path that you're meant to be on. The best path forward for you is to maintain emotional balance, and that balance between giving and receiving. And that's what's going to make you beautiful. The star is beautiful, grace is beautiful and graceful. And in alignment with source, energy, in alignment with your higher self, in alignment with your godlike nature, right? That's what grace is to me. It's about, being in alignment with your higher self and with your ultimate creative power, and all good things. Some of you are needing to break free from restrictive things, things that are holding you back, unhealthy behaviors, people, addictions, whatever the case may be. This is saying that you are free, and you definitely are free. Some of you have gone through like a breakup, or there's one that, might be coming, not to scare anyone, but setting yourself free from things that do not serve you or from a certain way of being, that's only going to bring, more goodness and more of what you desire into your life. So ultimately, it is a great thing. I feel like it has a lot to do with, how you're showing up in the world. So this way of feeling like maybe you have to hold yourself back too much, distract yourself with work, or that maybe you give too much, or at times, you remember what I said about it being cyclical. Sometimes you're this way, sometimes you're that. And maybe I feel too that it just has to do with some self-defeating behaviors, like what comes before the star, the tower. What is the tower about? It's about building something on a faulty foundation. So on the star card we have like what should be like considered impressive, right? It's a tower, it's like a castle, right? And so at first glance it's an amazing thing, what an accomplishment, and then we see that it was actually built on a faulty foundation. It was built on sand, so now it's crumbling down. And that's kind of like now you're in a phase where you having to release that and realize that that didn't work for you, that being more in the ego or just concerned about the wrong things. There's something there about needing to change your mindset in order to heal from that, be of service to others in a way that ultimately will serve you, and in order just to feel good and get your desires and have your dreams come true. So let that tower fall. There's somebody out there that needs to let that tower fall, to break free from that and know that whenever there was a tower, so to speak, that did fall in your life, that did ultimately set you free. And that lets you be free to be me is what I'm hearing. So be free to be your true self, which is, really beautiful, really powerful, and really just a light in this world, an angel in this world, and a light in this world to help others just by being yourself. Like, it doesn't even feel like you need to do a lot except balance, the give and take in your life, right? And keep your emotions balanced, not repressed, but not overly like taking over either. It's about being balanced between those emotions too, is another thing that's, the right path for you. So by doing those things, those are really the only things that you gotta kind of have to work on that I can see so far. And hints that, if you're already doing that, cool, you're on the right path. Because this is going to help you be more truly in alignment with who you truly are, and that is already a beautiful thing. So it's about coming home to yourself and being more in alignment with who you truly are, and that's, your path. And that these are the ways that you do that. Releasing yourself from something that doesn't serve you, keeping your emotions balanced, and being of service to other people when it's time to be of service to other people, and allowing yourself to receive and just being in that good energy. And then we have going the distance. So some of you could feel like, you don't have what it takes, or maybe you have felt that way in the past, like everybody takes hits in life and doubts themselves. This card is saying that you have what it takes to go the distance. You're more powerful than you might even realize. And so this is all about, recognizing your divinity. 4 plus 7 reduces to 11. 11 reduces to 2. The 2 number is a couple card, and it's about union. We have 2 2s here. So you might be seeing 222 as well, and it can indicate, partnership, a divine partnership, but also just coming into union, with yourself. And 2s, it's the energy of insecurity meets supportiveness. So it's like knowing the difference between those two things and balancing that accordingly. This is the path to get you going forward. This is how you make it to the finish line of what you want. This is how you stand in your power and really get, to where you're meant to go. And that is someplace, that's like arriving at your goals, arriving at your dreams. And so that's how you get there. And so balancing the ego that is triggered by insecurity with your natural tendency to be a natural light in the world, a natural supportive energy in the world to other people. Balancing those two things out, that's what's going to get you to your destination. So that is your path forward, your best path forward right now, Group 3. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you. I intend that made sense. If you'd like a private reading, my contact information is in the description box down below the video. You can reach out to me on Keen. That's linked down below. It's $1 for 5 minutes for new customers over there. Otherwise, you can email me for a video reading. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Please like and subscribe, and I will talk to you next time.